just really proud of these guys and the resiliency that we've shown in this game and then really in the past month or so. This is a really good Minnesota team, a really good team with a lot of different weapons. Didn't really play well in the second, going into halftime, and then they came back out and they responded at an elite level, and we held them to 15 and 14. Outscored them in both. Really made up ground. We were getting beat on the boards at half, and made up ground, ended up beating them on the boards, and just made big time plays and big time plays on both ends of the court. We've been talking about finishing. And just really just saying we're going to win this game. And whatever it takes today, we are winning this game. When it's in the last 5 minutes, this last battle, it's ours. And these guys did that. And they had the confidence, and they had the execution, and they had the effort. And it was really a fun thing to watch. And it's what we're capable of doing. And I know that we're just going to continue, like everything, win or lose. We just continue to look at it, get better, and keep on moving. But this was a game. This was a really critical game for us. I never want to say must wins. They all are. But this was a really big game, and I could not be more proud of their fight tonight.
Go ahead and raise your hand. Start with student athletes.
Just for either one of the players, just what maybe made the difference tonight for you guys? You've been in a lot of close games, so what made the difference in you kind of getting over the edge there and getting a win tonight?
I'd say the biggest difference was we finished, like she said, we made plays in our defense. Down the stretch, we got stops. And our mindsets, we just had to get over this hump because obviously our last couple games have been just possessions away from a win. So we just had to really pump our mindsets.
For either one of you two, like you said, Makaira, you needed to get over that hump, and you guys needed to be really clutch in the final quarter. What do you guys tell yourself going into the fourth quarter, needing to get that win and stay on top?
I think the biggest thing is just, like Makaira said, having a mindset, being determined, doing anything to win. It was 5 minutes in the fourth quarter, and I looked around. Everybody was just so focused and so ready, to win. We were focused, we were ready, we were determined.
Camille, just the high-low game you were able to work there in the fourth quarter. What did you feel like that was a mismatch for you guys, and how did that kind of come together for that to get some big buckets there in the fourth quarter for yourself?
I think that the opportunity just presented itself, and we just took advantage of it.
Again, for either one of you, what does it mean to have such a supportive and big crowd on a game like today, National Girls and Women's in Sports Day? What was it like to hear all those cheers and see all the people in the crowd today?
It was awesome. Our team, we feed off of energy, so I think we just ate it right up. And all of the alumni were here and things like that, so it was just really cool to represent Illinois today, and it just meant something.
Hobby, I know you and KB have obviously been the starting lineup together for a while now, but you go for 19-6, she goes for 6 and 17. What about your partnership is working right now, and is this the best you two have felt together this season?
Yeah, I definitely think we feed off one another. I mean, KB's a monster on the glass. She gets so many rebounds. That's so impressive. And I think we just work really well together. Off the floor, we really like each other, so it makes it much easier when we step on the floor.
For Camille, how would you describe how your role has developed throughout the season on this team?
I think that I'm very competitive, and I just want to win, and I really enjoy going out there and playing, and especially with these group of women, it makes it a lot more fun. Like I said, I'm very competitive, and I want to win, so that's where that comes from.
Makaira, you had like assist there in the first quarter to like a pretty nice pass to Adelia, and then after that you kind of got going offensively. Do you feel like maybe that got you going, just getting involved in that playmaking side, and that maybe feeding into the scoring tonight for you?
Definitely, and kudos to Coach Green, because she sits down with me and breaks down every one of my clips of film, and basically what we came to the conclusion of is I am much better when I'm letting the game come to me. And I mean, me and Dow do that every day in practice, so like everybody's used to it, but getting everybody else going definitely gets me going.
And then just for either one of the players, when Jen gets on a heater like that in the fourth quarter, just how fun is that to watch? And is there something that you sense from her, right away that she's about to go on a run like she did today?
Yeah, definitely. And it's so fun because obviously when you have the momentum, like now you want to play defense a little bit harder. And she's so capable and she does it. Like she comes in clutch at the end of games. So when she does it, like it's just so fun. And we just keep our momentum, keep our energy, and do what we have to do.
Anything else for our student athletes?
See ya.
Enjoy your day off.
Go ahead and raise your hand for the mic, and we'll get going for questions for Coach.
Shauna, you've obviously done that post-game, address with the crowd, but that's probably the most excited I've seen. I mean, obviously since maybe the Iowa game, that yes explanation that you had kind of after that. Just what did this kind of mean to you to have this team be in this position and finally kind of get over the hump in that situation?
Yeah, for me, it's just I want these guys to be successful, and I know how hard they're working. I know that they've stayed together. I see everything, behind the scenes, and it's been so hard and challenging to see them, us just come up short and come up short here and there, but like they just never stop believing, and a lot of teams could. So to be able, and I just knew how critical this game was. I really thought this was, this season could go one way or another, and they're good. Like it's a really good team who's kind of in that upper echelon, and we just needed a win against a really good team. So it was more relief than anything, and just happy for our guys. They just needed one. We keep saying it, like we needed one of these close games to go our way, and we finally made shots and made plays. And I'm just so happy for them because again, how they've approached the last 2 months, even the last couple weeks, has made me really proud because it's what we want our program to be built on.
Coach, this third quarter was significantly different from the quarter against Ohio State. Did you feel there was any reason in particular for that, or were they just extra eager to get back on top?
No, we had a nice chat at halftime. So hopefully that, gave them a little bit of, spark and wake up call because I was not happy with the second quarter. They weren't happy either, but sometimes you need to be reminded. And I give them a ton of credit. Our team responded and they came out and played really well. Again, you hold them to 15 and 14. That's really good. So credit our players for responding and doing what we've been talking about. They executed at a high level. So just really, again, just proud of them.
You referenced it, just getting stops and how much that was going to make a difference, and being able to kind of string things together. I think there was a play where Jen gets a tie up after she's going in the fourth quarter like she is from 3-point range. Just when you see that from both ends, from her getting locked in, is that sort of the sign that she's completely locked in the game?
Well, when she makes a couple of shots, obviously like Makaira referenced it. Now they want to play, you want to play defense a little bit harder. And then Jen's up there and she's really working, number 25, and I'm trying to get her back a little bit. I don't want any fouls, but she had a look in her eye. I'm like, this is the Jen that we saw a lot of last year. She gets that look in her eye, and it makes me feel more at ease. And then, Makaira, her defense on battle in that last fourth quarter and even the last 4 or 5 minutes, she was killing us. And she sat down, she just guarded her. She kept her in front. She really changed it. And, it was really, everyone was remarkable. And I thought a play that kind of defined, that sticks out in my head of the entire game was, I think it was in the fourth, when that loose ball and Makaira dove right in front of the scores table. Makaira dove on it, and I think Jen even tried to dive on it, and it was a jump ball, and it was our possession. Those are the plays that I've been talking about and showing them film on and referencing, for the last 3 months about making winning plays and how bad you want it, doing whatever it takes, find a way to win, and diving. One simple play of diving on the floor, that's a winning play, and that right there, I knew we were going to be good.
Coach, there was one timeout. I think there was 20 seconds left. You guys were up by 3. What were you telling the girls, or what were they telling each other in that last huddle before getting back into the action?
Yeah, I don't know exactly, but the last few huddles, I was very intentional of just pumping everything in their mind about like positive. Because I think in the Ohio State game, I thought we felt tired. You almost let your mind like trick yourself. Like if your mind tells you you're not tired, your body will follow your mind. So I'm sitting there telling them, and we had talked about going into it about how important to finish. So I'm telling them, your legs are fresh, we're energized, we're getting this stop, we're doing this. Like everything was about this is what's being done, and then they start saying it. So I think just everyone's mindset, it was all about just the positive, and everyone's tired at that point, but what are you going to tell yourself? So that was my message to them, in terms of, and I said, we're winning this game. There's no other doubt about it. And I saw that in their eyes. There was a confidence and a belief in their eyes. There was no doubt. And that's the first time I've seen that in a little while.
The high-low game with Camille there in the fourth quarter, just, the trust that you had obviously in her in that situation. What'd you kind of see there that led to that production that you got from her?
Yeah, I mean, all game we were trying to go inside and either with, KB, because they had, Higher, who was Gardner's kind of like a guard. But then Hobby was scoring it. And actually that one of the biggest plays when we ran our one play with the high-low and it was late in the game, I think we were up 1. We thought they were going to foul us. They ended up deciding to play it out. So we had all talked about our sideline out of bounds, what we were doing. And then I saw right away, and I was going to take a timeout, but I wanted to save them. So we went our play for a high-low and give our kids credit because that was not talked about, and probably I should have. But I really thought they were going to foul us and try to stretch the game out. And we went high-low because I knew we had to get the ball inside in that situation. And KB made, I said that it was in slow motion for me when she made that pass. Hobby had the seal and she made that pass, and it was perfect. It was right on the money. And then Hobby finished it in traffic, and that put us up 3. That was a big time play made by really essentially a 5th year and a senior. So you expect that from them, but they were confident in making it.
Coach, I know you're taking it one day at a time, but you win a huge game like this, you're back into the top 10 in the Big Ten in a league that's probably going to be a 9-bid league. How real is March for you guys right now?
That is the last thing I've been trying to survive every day, going through the grind that we've been through, and literally I just want to win a game. That's why you heard me. I mean, this was big. We're gonna just enjoy this tonight, and then tomorrow it's on to Michigan, because our schedule does not get any easier. We have a really hard schedule. We got to go to Michigan, and obviously we know what Michigan did to us here, and they're coming off a loss. So it's like we got our hands full. So it's one day at a time, and enjoy this. And tomorrow it's on to Michigan.
I mean, Teresa Grant's in the building, having a bunch of alumni back today. Just what does it mean to have them in the building and just around the team this weekend?
It's been great. Coach Grant's has been amazing since I got the job. Like I love that lady. And she came down to Florida to watch us play, and how many programs have that, like where someone from that far back wants to reconnect and be there, for the program and for me as a head coach. And she's, she texts me, she calls me, and she's really been good for me too, even in this year that it's been kind of a tough up and down. It's good to have a veteran coach, kind of talk you off the ledge a few times. And she's just been amazing. So love having her back. And then yesterday, being around all the alumni and getting a chance to just talk with them and hear their stories and get to know them more. We had a lot of new people back this year. And like I told them, that's what this is about. Like there's been a lot of head coaches here. So I obviously did not coach, any of them, but I want them to feel connected here and it to be a family and for them to understand we're all in this together. And I hope that they're starting to feel that even in a year and a half or 2 years that we've been here. So it was really, really important for me and for our players to have the time with them and then to get a big win today in front of them.
Just the evolution that Makara had to go through this season and just where she's at right now. A game like this, what can that do for her moving forward, and how much are you looking forward to seeing what she can do, as the season progresses?
Yeah, I think this was probably one of her better overall games. Even from her shooting percentage, 50%. Still, the threes will come, but she hit some big ones. We shot 85% from the free throw line. That was better than 50 some. And then she had 22 points, 4 assists, and only 1 turnover. So that was big. And this team doesn't press, but they're deceivingly they're number 2 in the Big Ten in points allowed. They're a really good defensive team because how they collapse in and really take away the paint. And I don't think a lot of people think of Minnesota as a good defense team, and they're really, really good. So for her to only have 1 turnover is great. And I thought she attacked the rim like as hard as she has all year. And that's what in our film sessions, that's what I've been telling her to do, like quit settling. And I thought she was just ultra aggressive and had that pop, getting there and exploding and finishing at the rim, and just made some big plays and passes too. So I thought she was great. And also 38 minutes, she defended. Those guys are not easy to guard. Battle, Braun, all of them, they're really capable. They're elite scorers, 3-level scorers. And she really defended at an elite level for 38 minutes. That's hard. And then having to score and run the team and make passes. So, I could not be more happy with how she played tonight.
Everybody good?
Thank you.